The old woman's greatest pleasure was rummaging through garbage. She wanted to snoop on others' privacy from it. Even the letters that residents tore up and threw away, the old woman would pick them out and piece them together. Then she'd read the contents of the letters in public. The owners of the letters were thus mocked by everyone. Yet this morning, the old woman died unexpectedly beside the garbage heap. She was hit and killed by a falling flower pot. But the flower pot was from her own balcony. A neighbor had reminded the old woman to put the flower pot away, because it would be very dangerous. But the old woman didn't care at all. Since there were many crows in the neighborhood, the flower pot might have been accidentally knocked down by a crow. So the police planned to rule her death as an accident. But Conan found a coin and a torn lottery ticket under the refrigerator. When he saw the flower pot on the ground, Conan immediately realized it was a murder. Because if the flower pot had been knocked over by a crow, it should have shattered completely when falling at an angle. But the bottom of the flower pot at the scene was perfectly intact, so it could only be possible if someone threw it down. Moreover, the door to the rooftop was locked. Only the resident living upstairs from the old woman had bought a lottery ticket, so the murderer could only be her. At this moment, the woman had just gotten off work. Conan immediately started his reasoning. The woman might have first hung the old woman's flower pot up. Then she stuck the lottery ticket to another string and placed it at the entrance of the corridor. When the old woman came home, she noticed this lottery ticket, because a few days earlier she had picked up a lottery ticket, with which she even won the third prize. So the old woman would definitely go pick up this lottery ticket. But just as she was about to pick up the lottery ticket, the woman upstairs pulled the string with the lottery ticket. When the lottery ticket was pulled under the refrigerator, the old woman bent down to pick it up. At that moment, the woman dropped the flower pot to commit the crime. Then she just needed to pull the lottery ticket up. The coin under the refrigerator was just something the woman deliberately placed to mislead the police. But because the woman was nervous at the time, the lottery ticket was scratched by the bottom of the refrigerator. There were also scratches from the thin string left under the refrigerator, and the evidence was the fingerprints on the torn lottery ticket. Upon hearing this, the woman immediately admitted her crime. It turned out she and the old woman didn't know each other originally. 5 days ago, the old woman suddenly went to the place where the woman worked to find her. She was holding the pieced-together letter in her hand. The letter was a breakup letter from the woman's boyfriend. The old woman even read the contents of the letter in public to humiliate her. Thus, the woman had the idea of committing the crime.